Hello everyone, this is Alan again from Darkscape Studios, and this is another video on Keep It Lit. This video is a little different. I am going to actually take the map that we used in the tutorial, and I'm going to start over from scratch, and I'm going to draw in all of the lines that we need for all of the walls and add all of the details that are necessary. It'll be probably a fairly long video, and there'll probably be large areas where I'm really not talking at all. I'm just drawing lines and just moving along through the map. But I do want to record the time so I can get a sense of like how long it takes to actually put all the lines and everything that's required on this map. So I don't expect anyone to watch the whole thing, but you might just jump forward to different parts of the video and kind of like see what I'm doing at various pieces if you're interested. When I'm all done with this video, I'm going to take the final product and export the campaign, and I'll put it on our Discord channel so that you can review it there. All right, so let's get started here. I'm going to go to campaigns, create a new campaign, and it gives us a new campaign just by name here, new campaign. And I'm going to go to edit this. All right, and I'm going to get my clock started here so I know kind of where I'm at. And we'll start a stopwatch. All right, so before I get that started, I'm going to call this, let's see, we'll just call it demo. Okay, so that'll be our demo, and under maps, I'm going to make this demo as well. Let's make a new map. We're going to call this demo, add a map, and I'm going to grab the same one we had before. This is our big 4K map, and this PNG file will be included on the Discord channel as well, so you can download this and you can do the exact same thing that I'm doing here if you'd like. All right, so I'm going to open that up, and then we'll turn on visibility so we can see everything. Um, so I started here. I've got my initial map lines all the way around the edges, and I'm just going to dive in now, and I will start putting in all the details, and we'll see how long this takes me to get it all fleshed out. Now, this map has, I guess I should say a couple things. I have one unique detail over here, which this is going to be an invisible or a illusionary wall. I'll probably throw in a couple of doors, probably down here and down here like I did in the tutorial, although those are not drawn on the map. I will get everything fleshed in here, and we'll just see how long this takes us to work all the way through it. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to start down here in the lower left corner, and I'm going to go to our wall editor. I will turn on let's get the world scaler set first, I suppose. I'll do this just like I did in the tutorial. And we'll make this a total of 6 squares wide, like that. Okay, now we'll go to the vertex mode, and this is what I'm going to use for pretty much everything I do here. So I'm going to start down here, and we'll start drawing some lines. All right. Sometimes when I'm drawing really large maps, I will make huge sections of walls and then go sort of chop them up after the fact. In this case, it's a pretty small map really, so I'm just going to go work through it in order. I'll go ahead and do that trick here. Just make that whole wall contiguous, and then we'll chop it up a little bit. You can kind of see that technique as well. All right. I'm going to stop with the cave wall right there for the moment, and I'm going to go back down here and we'll pick up and resume. Here, I'll lay in the kind of organic, rough cave walls kind of when we're done. It takes a little bit more time than just these straight walls. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and drop in these. So let's vertices there, and just snap in a straight wall for now. Might add some additional vertices to kind of break up the straight lines later. Looks like we've got kind of a tunnel going through here. I guess I'll kind of snap that in as long as we're here. Drop in a vertex there, there. Take this one and maybe rough out a wall there. Bring this around like that. Okay. Okay, that's in. Let's see, I want to wipe this wall out, so I'm going to delete that. That'll make that opening. Delete that. Back to our vertex mode. Okay, let's go get this large chamber in now. I'll drop in some vertices here and here for the opening. Grab that one. Alright, and this will be a segmented wall, obviously, kind of piecewise, to follow the curvature of the map here as we go. Dropping that in. I like to kind of, I don't want to get too fussy with it, take too much time. You know, as a person who does a lot of DMing, I'd much really rather spend my time working on campaigns and things like that than working on maps. So I tried to make this just about as easy to use as possible to quickly put maps together. Let's go up here and work on this now so that I can embellish these, get all the lighting effects in really quickly based on the maps that I may buy online through DriveThruRPG or get from friends, or in some cases, you know, work with another artist or maybe draw myself with Inkarnate. But this is pretty fast, I think. Okay, how are we doing? I got to get this whole cave complex in. I'm also going to put in some railings around this. This is kind of an elevated area where you kind of go up these steps and then around the circular step up to this elevated platform with these 3 sarcophagi. So what I want to do here is put in some walls as well as railings. So I'm going to just drop in some detail here. Let's draw a curved line in here. And we'll do another one over here. Like this. I'll put the curve in there. I also want to do it over here just so I can follow it with the railing. And I'll just drop that in real quick. This part right here for this railing, I want the players to be able to sort of see through the railing or see over it. So I'm going to use the transparent walls for this. And so I'm going to switch back to wall editor mode. And all of this I want to kind of be transparent. So we're just going to change that to transparent wall. And you'll see it'll turn to light blue. This stuff here will be solid walls. I want to straighten that out a little bit. Work on the detail there. Looks good. All right. So that's all snapped in now. Let's go get this cave done. This tunnels rather. Try to work through this fairly quickly here. So we're on the clock, and I'm hoping to be able to show you that this whole exercise is not too painful to do for a map of this size. I've done some really large ones like Temple of Elemental Evil that someone drew up with Inkarnate, and that one took quite a while. And if you're interested, I plan to be taking some of the work that I've done, and I will probably be putting together campaigns or maps that you can download like this, where I do not include the third-party developers' artwork, the things they've done in Inkarnate, but I've got all the map lines set up for you, and I'll provide the link where I got the base file to use for the map, so you can download it on your own. I want to be very careful that I don't violate any copyright rules with anyone else's artistic contributions here, so I can certainly provide you all of this detailed work with the lights and lines and all of that and get that all ready for you. And then at the very end, you could import the map, and you won't see any of the graphics, but you could go to their web page that I provide and download the same file that I used and then import it right into this, and it should line up perfectly. That'll give you the ability to kind of make use of some of the time I've already put in to do all the lighting details for the maps. So that's coming soon. All right, Trying to work through this quickly. Again, don't need to be too precise. It's kind of an organic wall now. I want to join this to the outside wall, so I'm going to go ahead and just click it in there, drop a vertices in here. The reason I like to have this outside wall is that it prevents anybody from sort of walking off the map. When we're running online and players can control their own tokens, sometimes they're in between turns and they're moving their own token around, kind of doing a little exploration. Maybe I'm not paying attention to exactly what they're doing with their token, and if I'm not careful, they could end up wandering off the map if I don't sort of close these areas off. So I want to make sure that it's sort of contiguous and I keep everyone within the boundaries of these lighting walls, these light boundaries where their tokens can't physically pass through them. By the way, if you do something like this and you get into a situation where it's like, well, that's not really, I don't really need that there, or I want to break that up and make it look a little more organic, I can add nodes, kind of smooth them out, drag them around. Sometimes I'll go through and kind of touch things up after the fact and kind of try to make it look a little bit more organic. But as I had said before in the tutorial, you really don't need to do as much as you kind of learn to use Keep It Lit and you draw in these lines. You'll realize that it's really not that important to make it super smooth and organic. You can make this pretty rough, particularly in a cavern like this, or a set of tunnels or something, and make that maybe a little more organic. But yeah, you can just keep going. All right, I think we're getting there. One thing you can also check as you go through doing stuff like this, if you're curious as to like how much data are we really generating, how heavy a load is this going to be for PCs that your players might be using. You can click on this debug menu here and you can take a look at how many wall segments there are, 455 so far, how many tokens or entities or lights there are on the map and so forth. So that can be kind of a nice way to get a gauge for how complex is my map. The really big ones like Temple of Elemental Evil, I'm up over 2,000 line segments, and on some PCs it can start to drag a little bit, but this map should be very easy to handle. I've had maps that are so large in testing Keep It Lit that I've actually had to break them up into multiple maps, and then I use a feature called an exit to be able to jump from one map to the next, and it just will auto load one map that is linked through the exit token or icon. So you can very quickly have those all set up, and when players move from one map, or say a staircase, or some kind of a vertical lift, or I don't know, a teleporter or something like that that takes them from one map to another, it can be a pretty easy transition. Okay, so now we have the cave all laid in there. Let's go drop in those doors that I mentioned. I'll put those in here. I'll kind of do them like I did the tutorial. Let's get that straightened out a little bit. I'll snap that one in. Make it a little bit finer there. Let's snap this one in. Make it a little finer as well. And then I'm going to go to my wall editor, drop in a door there, drop in a door there. We didn't finish this section, so let's go do that. So now I'm going to draw this in, make it look kind of organic with our light boundary. Okay, let's add a vertex there and then snap those together. Wall editor, I'm just going to delete that section. We've got to put in our invisible wall right here. And I do already have the vertices in there. If you want to select the vertices, you can see them there. Let's straighten this up so it looks a little nicer. Kind of put it like that. Okay, now I'm going to take this. Oh, I didn't need that vertex, so if I want to get rid of it, I'll just merge it with the one that's nearby. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to make this into a illusionary wall. Or maybe I could make it transparent if I wanted to. I'll just make it illusionary, so it'll work well enough. Let's see, I'm going to show you one other thing here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a token. So let's just grab some token we want to use. I don't know. Let's grab grab this guy. Okay. Now, if I just drag a token onto the map, by default, I'm going to double click it to turn that up and double click it. Now I've got a token here. You can see it's an NPC. I'm going to flip it to a player. So now it'll have the properties of a player where it won't go through walls, whereas NPCs will. This is going to remain a player until the autosave fires. When the autosave fires, it's going to convert it back to its normal default non-player character mode. So I have this player token for a while. I may have to flip it back here before too long. But I want to throw on a torch, so let's start a torch timer for this character. I'm going to turn off the walls and turn on lighting. We can see that our lighting looks pretty good. We can see our tunnels that we've made. Everything looks pretty nice. I can't move the character off screen until I get to here. Look at there. There's our invisible or our illusionary wall. So here we are in this room. If I kick on, let's make it a lantern so we can see more space. You can see I cannot move through this area here. We put in those barriers for the railing. Can't move through there. Up here we left these solid walls. And then we've got more railing along here. Railing down here. It prevents characters from moving there. And then we'll pop back through our illusionary wall. Go up to our stairwell here. Let's say the character is going to go through here up to the mausoleum at the top level. What I would do as the DM, I would be looking at this kind of view and I would say, okay, you go up the stairway, you open this set of doors here, and I would double click them, make them turn transparent, and then bring them back onto the map over here. And so now they have lighting in this room, and they can see this upstairs mausoleum, and they can move through this and go through this room and explore whenever you want them to explore. So we're good there. A couple other checks here, and we'll just kind of double click, make them visible again, turn the walls off, and yes, there's our doors. Again, those are not going to be visible to the players, but they will be to the DM. We'll take this one and maybe lock it. And then we can go over here to our tunnels. You'll see that the tunnels look pretty good. I'm going to crawl all the way through here. I probably should have made a solid line there. If I find something like that while I'm doing the editing work, I can just go right back to the vertex mode and go, yeah, let's go ahead and flesh that out so that looks like a contiguous wall there. It's a little weird with the lighting on. We'll go ahead and turn that off just till I'm done editing this. And make that just kind of come around like this. And join there. Okay, so now if we go out of that mode, turn the lighting back on, now you can see it kind of looks more like what I think we really wanted. So that was looking good. Our main open chamber here with all our mining gear and our ladders. Looks good. And then we come over here and we should hit the edge of the map, and we are not going to go through the map there. It looks like I've got some little defect right here. You can see I can see through the wall. That's not right. So let's take a look at that. And lo and behold, you've got two vertices that are not making contact with each other. So we'll just join those up, and then we fix that problem. We're all good there. And we'll turn our walls off. And now it does exactly what we expect. All right, well, that's going to conclude our video. I'm up to almost 16 minutes to do the whole thing. I obviously did a lot of chatting and some experimentation, a little bit of debug as well. So anyway, hopefully this will help you and give you an idea of how to put this together. Like I said, I'm going to get this uploaded so that you can use it yourself, and you can tailor it, change it, do whatever you'd like to do with it. All right, so there you have it. Thanks for watching.